It's a tour here again with this new hog trifecta deck, I suppose they're calling it, with the ice golem and whatnot. We're against a giant skeleton elite barbarians deck. I've started the game with the hog rider and zapped away his skeleton army. Here comes his giant skeleton here, so this is how I take care of the tanks. I just dropped my skeletons there to distract him. He zapped him, so I've just lured him away with the ice golem. Ice golem's just such a fantastic unit, and since that's all been clumped together there, I'll just fireball all that away. And that's the end of that. I obviously don't know he has the elite barbarians yet, but we'll see them in a second. Here goes my hog rider again. I just like to keep pressuring the opponent when I can. So here comes his elite barbarian. So I've dropped my cannon in the middle because I don't have my ice golem up, and I've dropped my skeletons up the top to lure him, and then there's my ice golem. It's just such a simple defense, but it's just so effective, and just takes him out. And then he's got his archers there, but I'm not worried about them at all. You can see that I'm down by 1 elixir, but it's not a big deal. I'm countering him great, and I'm ahead on damage by a fair bit. So I've attacked him with my hog rider again. He's dropped his giant skeleton to defend. I'm not entirely sure why. I think he knew that I'd zap away his skeletons if he dropped them, maybe. So I've zapped away his skeleton army. Here comes his giant skeleton. This time I'll defend it with the cannon, and then I'll have to place an ice golem up there just to distract the minions. And then I just dropped my ice spirit there. I didn't need to drop that ice spirit, but it doesn't matter. It did put me down on elixir though, so I mean we'd be even on elixir now if I didn't do that. But I just wanted to make sure that my tower would one-shot the minions so that he didn't get any damage. I like to let people know who's boss, sort of thing, when they're using elite barbarians. So he's dropped his wizard up the back, so I just thought I'd pressure the other lane rather than let him build up any sort of push with his giant skeleton. So I dropped my hog rider in front of my musketeer. Here comes his elite barbarians again, and we'll just take care of them in the same fashion we have the whole game. Drop my cannon in the middle there, fireball away his skeleton army, ice golem for his other elite barbarian, and that's that. I mean, this guy's got his level 9 elite barbarians. I'm under-leveled compared to him, and I'm still doing good. I've dropped in hog rider for the counter push, skeletons to distract his giant skeleton, cannon in the middle to lure him over more, musketeer's taking care of all of his support there, and I'll just zap away his skeleton army. If you'll notice, this guy, like the defense that this deck is capable of, just completely stops people from doing anything. So here we go, ice golem in the opposite lane, lure both elite barbarians. Got my musketeer chipping away here. I dropped my ice spirit and my skeletons, kind of over defending there a little bit, but it didn't matter because the game's about to end. And then in goes my hog rider again, onto his other tower. That's the end of that game. I mean, he had the elite barbarians. He had a big tank. He could have put him behind, but I didn't let him. I didn't let him put his elite barbarians behind the giant skeleton. I didn't let him put the giant skeleton in front of that wizard. I just keep applying the pressure. What this deck can do with the ice golem, the cannon, the skeletons, the ice spirit, the musketeer, even the hog rider on defense is just amazing. It's such an amazing deck. There's so much ways you have of disposing with any sort of threat that's on its way. I do have trouble with the lava hound, but that's my own problem. I'm just not good against the lava hound. I've always sucked against the lava hound, no matter what deck I'm playing. I hate fighting that damn thing. Anyway, I'll jump into another one here. Giant sparky deck. They're not really a big threat later on, but some people have a hard time dealing with them, and this deck can deal with them so easily. So I'm sort of cycling my cards here. I've dropped my skeletons and my ice spirit. He's dropped his sparky up the back there, so I dropped my musketeer down the back in the opposite lane just to put on a bit of pressure over there. Here comes his dark prince. So I've dropped a cannon in the middle. He'll lure that and take care of it. I've zapped this sparky, admittedly way too early, and I dropped my ice spirit too early. I need to wait until he's within tower range. So I've dropped my 1 elixir skeletons there to take care of the fire spirits. Then I dropped my ice golem to soak up the sparky shot, and then I fireballed his barbarians. He's given me a well played because that was pretty messed up how good that defense was. Soak up his spirits, take care of his sparky shot, and fireball his barbarians all in the one sort of combo. He dropped a giant up the back, so as you always should, I've dropped my hog rider down the opposite lane to apply pressure over there. There's his sparky. I'll zap the sparky so hog gets another couple of shots off just to be a bit of a pain. He zapped my hog in return, and now that tower's already down to 82. Now I'll just pause it here. Here we go. I've dropped my cannon 3 tiles below the river and 1 tile in the opposite lane. Now what this does is it attracts his giant over so that both of the towers will attack it. It's better than placing it 1 tile into the same lane, because then you don't get the other tower attacking it. That's why that cannon's placed there. That's the best place to put any sort of defensive buildings like the cannon or the tombstone, so that you get both of the towers attacking. It needs to be 3 tiles below. So you can see 3 blank spaces and then the cannon in the opposite lane, 1 tile in the opposite lane. That's where it's got to go. I will see. Now look, right there, see, you can see that the other tower is attacking him there. So that's going to greatly mitigate the damage that he does to any tower after he takes care of the cannon. Because he's got that other tower attacking, and that other tower attacks their defensive units that attack your building there, all the way until they make it back to that tower. So there's a lot of extra damage you get just by putting that defensive building there instead of 1 tile over, which is in the same lane. So we see he's got his fire spirits and his sparky in that opposite lane, which I'll take care of now. So I've dropped my I've dropped my skeletons to soak up his sparky shot and 2 of his fire spirits. Then I dropped my ice spirit to take care of freeze up the sparky. Ice golem to distract him and soak up another shot. That'll take care of his sparky without a shot off. Musketeer in the meantime has cruised on over and landed 4 shots onto his other lane. So he dropped his giant up the back. I've already dropped my hog rider into the same lane because his opposite lane is too low. There's no point pressuring that lane. I might as well just pressure this current lane. Here we go. I've dropped the cannon in the same spot again to get both of those towers attacking him when he comes over. He's dropped his Dark Prince, who got sort of pig pushed over by the giant, and he wasn't lured by the cannon. That's the only problem with placing your defensive buildings there, is their guys can get sort of pushed over if there's other units in the way. So he's got a heap of stuff there. I've pressured him with my hog rider. I'm probably going to fireball all the way. Yes, we do. Take care of the tower. Hit his sparky. Hit a heap of his barbarians. Dropped an ice spirit up the back there to soak up the sparky shot. I've dropped a cannon here to take care of his giant. It didn't lure him because it was a bit too late, but that doesn't matter. Here comes a rocket onto my musketeer. Oh, he missed the musketeer onto my tower. And we've managed to dispose of his sparky easily enough. There we go. Fireball his other tower. There's only 15 seconds. You know, he's got his barbarians here and his sparky. So what I did is I just dropped my ice golem there. He'll soak up the damage, soak up a sparky shot if there is any, which there's not because I zapped him. And that's the end of the game. That's you know, Sparky's not really a big deal when you know how to deal with him. All I wanted to show again is just how great the defense is that this deck can pull off. It's such a cheap deck at 2.6 elixir, and there's so many tools you've got at your disposal to just clear out. No matter what they send at you, you can clear it out. I do, like I said before, I do need to find out ways to take care of the lava hound, but I've seen it done. I've seen Mason do it. I've seen Isopa do it. I'll work out sort of how I like to do it myself by sort of stealing off of them and putting it into practice. But yeah, man, that was easy defense of Giant, Sparky, whatever else this guy had. Last game, easy defense of the Elite Barbarian, same as the last video. The defense is just off the charts what you're capable of with this deck. And then you've also got the Hog Rider in it, you know, to go for the counter pushes or to keep on the pressure. Fireball and Zap to clear out any sort of threats. It's a great deck. I'm absolutely loving it, having a blast playing it. It's so fun. And I feel like it's a high skill cap. Like, you need to know where to place your units and what you're sort of doing to be able to pull off the awesome defenses that the deck's capable of. And the better you get at that, the deck just gets so much better. You know, I can see how it might be a tricky deck to pick up for people who aren't too hip with you know, the placements where you need to put your stuff. But just watch these vids. I've put up a guide onto Reddit under popular anti-elite barbarian deck, which that doesn't really sum up what this deck is really about. It's really a great overall deck. It's brilliant on ladder. Maybe swap out Mega Minion, or maybe swap out Musketeer for Mega Minion on ladder so that she doesn't get Fireball, but I've stuck with Musketeer anyway. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed the video. Hope you've learned something as well. And give this deck a shot. It's really good. The next few vids I put up are going to be for this deck as well. Thanks for watching.